So if you haven't noticed, pricing is one of those things that there seems to be a massive, massive variation on. Some online trainers have trouble selling for $50 a month. Other online trainers seem to be able to sell for $1,000, even $2,000 a month, or more than that for a package. So the question is, what is going on here? Why do some people have trouble selling at basically not enough to feed my family rates, while other people are able to buy fancy cars and develop wealth for themselves with online trading? Like, what the heck is going on here? And the main difference comes down to selling the result versus months or packages. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more, but I also really, really want to talk about the process, because I think the process is really important. It's one thing to be able to say, oh, you should just charge more, but like the reality of it is that is not realistic for people just starting out. So what's the process from starting out, setting the rates, understanding the time that you have available, and then figuring out how that changes, how that grows as your career grows? That's what I'm going to talk about. So most people actually begin selling months. And the reason for this, and this is actually what we recommend in the Online Trainer Academy, the reason for this is quite simple. It's easier to comprehend. It's easier to make sense of. It's probably more similar to what you've done in the past where you've been selling sessions. And for that reason alone, we recommend you start it. So the basic premise is this. You figure out how much money you need to make every month. I call this my freedom number. You figure out how much money you need to make per month. Let's say that number is $4,000 or whatever it is, right? Figure out how much money you need to make per month to be able to meet your basic necessities: rent, food, any other expenses that you have. Then on a piece of paper, I want you to draw a line down the middle of it. On one side of it, I want you to write down all of the things that you might offer: program design, different types of support, maybe nutrition design, online assessments, whatever you're going to be offering, right? On the other side of the page, I want you to write down the amount of hours or the amount of fractions of an hour per month that service is going to take you to deliver to a single client. So program design, let's say it takes you 30 minutes a month for a client. Okay, you're going to write down 0.5, right? And then you're going to add that up. So what you'll get then is the amount of time that it's going to take you to deliver a service then to a single client that month. What you can then easily do is you can take the amount of money that you need to make, the amount of time you have, divide the amount of time by the amount of total time that you have, right, per month, by the amount of time per client per month, and then you immediately figure out, okay, well, I can work with then 8 clients. Okay, then I need to be charging, let's say in my example, let's say you need to make $2,000, you can only get 8 clients. Okay, well, you need to be charging $400 a month per client. That may or may not sound reasonable to you. Then you can start working the numbers, right? Then you can say, okay, well, I either need to deliver less or be faster in how I deliver it so that I can take less time, take on more clients with the amount of time I have, right? Or I need to understand that I need to be charging more money for my services. Like that's the decision. Based off of that, you will get a very, very clear idea of how many clients you need, how much per month you need to be making, and that's kind of where you start, okay? Moving forward now, as you begin to switch from selling months to packages, this is where things get really interesting. So from here, your first 5-10 clients should probably be the first bit that I spoke about, just because it kind of makes sense. It's a really easy way for you to be able to start buying back your time and understand what you're charging and figure out what you want to offer, and also become aware of how long it's going to take you to offer the service, which is just as important, right? But then as you begin to switch to packages, you might say, okay, the type of people that I want to work with them for a minimum of 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, or basically anywhere up to a year. Right? And you're going to sell a transformation. You're going to sell not the steps of the training, but you're going to sell to a client what they're going to become as a result of the training. This is a massive shift that really makes all of the difference. And so people generally sell anywhere from 3-month to 1-year packages, right? And they're selling the result. They're selling what somebody is going to become, because what's actually included in the package is kind of irrelevant. What a lot of online trainers figure out is that every single client who comes in kind of needs different stuff, and then as that client progresses over their training journey, they might need different things, right? Like 1 month the client might need one thing, another month the client might need another thing. Well, you don't want to pigeon yourself into delivering the exact same services to every client every month, month in and month out, because you're going to be doing them a disservice. What I recommend then you start with, because here's where we get kind of personal, is it's all well and good to be able to say, oh, you should charge a few $1,000s for a 3-month package. Well, if you can't pitch that confidently to a client, the client's not going to buy it. They can sense that you perhaps don't quite believe that you're worth it or don't quite understand that you're worth it yet. So here's how to actually build your confidence up so that you start being able to charge more and communicate more to your clients. If you are already charging confidently based off of the initial calculations, let's say $200 a month, and you're doing a 3-month challenge, well, then you can charge $600 pretty confidently, right? That's what you were doing before. So the first client that you're selling this package to, this transformation package to, well, very, very cool. You're going to pitch them at $600. Once somebody takes you up on that, increase your price $50 for the next person. Okay, now you're going to pitch $650. Once 2 people take you on that, you're going to charge $750. Then $850. Then you're going to charge $1,000. Do you see what I'm doing here? You make a sale at a price point, or 2 sales at that price point, gain the confidence in it, and then pitch a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. You can't just say overnight, oh, I'm going to be like a high-ticket salesman. It doesn't work like that. So that's why there's this huge variation of like $50 to $2,000. It comes down to the confidence of the person actually presenting it, and that takes time to build up. What it always starts with, though, I believe, is becoming really, really aware of what you want to offer, the time it's going to take to deliver the service, and how much money you need to make. Figure out monthly, get a couple people on your monthly packages, switch over to transformation after you have 5 or 10 people, begin based off of that monthly fee, and then start systematically increasing it to the point where you're comfortable at. That's the way to do it.